I don't know why I'm getting upset. What happened has happened, and you can only learn from your mistakes. I didn't want to put myself in that position again. So today I just thought we'd have a little chat, because I haven't actually really done like an update video or anything. So yeah, I just thought we'd have a little catch up today and maybe have a look through my scrapbooks. This is so heavy. What did I put in here? So I was cleaning out my wardrobe the other day and I came across these scrapbooks, which, let me tell you, I put days into these. Like, these were definitely a labour of love. Like, they're in date order, they're like, these are some hefty scrapbooks. And it got me thinking. I was like, oh, I should make a scrapbook. I've been home since November 2023, so I haven't made a scrapbook, so I should definitely start thinking about it. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, I could obviously make a scrapbook. Like, this year has been great, don't get me wrong, but it's been very different because I've been at home. And I was just thinking, if I did make a scrapbook of my time at home, don't get me wrong, I would have some lovely memories to put in it, but it definitely would not be as hefty as these bad boys, because there just simply isn't as much going on. Like, every day, I don't think I've mentioned this before. I don't think so, because it was literally a thought that I had the other day, but every single day, something happened that was worth putting in a scrapbook. Now, obviously, some days were more scrapbookable than others. Like, for example, this. But like this, we went to Hawaii and we went to a luau. It was such a good night. So obviously, there's days like that are more scrapbookable than other days. But then, I don't know, there'll be something in here. Oh, this is when we went to Thailand. Oh my God. But then so this, for example, like this is from when I was at Steiner, like back in 2015 when I was in Watford training to be a spa therapist on cruise ships. Like, look, this is my little name badge. Like, looking through these scrapbooks, while it made me really, really nostalgic, I was like, it just made me realise how much I've done. Like, I'm turning 30 next year, and as many of you know, I started cruise ships when I was 19. So 19 to 29, basically, I was on cruise ships. And I was like, I have done so much and I have seen so much because I went on cruise ships, and it just made me so grateful for all the experiences that I've had and all the stories that I've got that I wouldn't have if I hadn't gone on ships. Oh, this is when we were in Bora Bora. Look at that. It's just a page of blue. I remember this. It was so wonderful. So obviously we knew we were going to Bora Bora for a while because it was during the crossing from Alaska to Australia. So me and a load of crew members who were going to have time off that day clubbed together. There were fights, as you can imagine, there were fights to have time off in Bora Bora, but got time off in Bora Bora. I think my manager was like, I'll give Bora Bora to the people who sell the most. I have never sold so much body cream in my fucking life. Like, I was selling that shit like it was the last body cream on earth. I need to be off in Bora Bora, and I was off in Bora Bora. So if anyone's watching who bought body cream off me that cruise, thank you so much, because you're the reason I got time off in Bora Bora. So all the crew members that were going to have time off in multiple different departments clubbed together. We got off in the morning in Bora Bora, and we got this little boat over to this island, just to one of the islands in Bora Bora. And I remember we had like a barbecue on the beach. We were playing volleyball, and we were just going like in and out the sea. And the sea is, might I remind you, this is the sea. So I basically spent the whole day in the sea and just like seeing turtles and all this marine life. And it's just like, is this a real place? Am I here? But that day all aboard was 8 p.m. and I was always a stickler for making sure that I was on board early. Like, I'd always try and be on board half an hour earlier than I needed to be, because, you know, I'm a good girl. I didn't want to get in trouble. Not that day. I was at the port, but I was like, I wasn't getting on. And I was friends with the security guards, and they were like, Lucy, it's 8 o'clock. Like, you have to get on board now. And I was like, no, just leave me here. It's fine. They're like, no. Like, come on, you're so close to the port. Just walk a little bit further. You're nearly on board. Come on, don't be late. So I got on board like at 8 o'clock. I was like, I never want to leave this place. It's so beautiful. But it just makes me really excited for everyone who is wanting to work on ships, because I'm like, you have all of this. You have all of this to come. And it is just the most amazing. So, like, you're going to make so many friends. You're going to go to so many places and make so many incredible memories. And I'm so excited for you. I miss it. I miss it so much. I said on my Instagram the other day, actually, I missed it. And quite a few of you were like, well, just go back. So I'm not going to go back at the moment. Basically, I don't actually think I've told you the reason I came home. I know I made a video saying that I wasn't planning on going back to sea, but I didn't actually give you the definitive reason, which is in November last year, my grandmother died. My dad's mum passed away, and I was on Harmony at the time. If you have been watching my videos for a while, you will know that I said my biggest fear about working on cruise ships is that while I was at sea, one of my grandparents would die, because I'm very close, or was very close to my grandparents. And, you know, it happened. It happened. And luckily I was due to come home a week later anyway. So I was home for the funeral and everything, but it was obviously bittersweet, because I was like, God, if I'd have just come home a week sooner, I would have been home, you know, when she passed. And like, even if I was here, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. But my mum's mum is still with us. My other grandma is still with us, thankfully. And she has dementia, and you know how it goes. She's like declining slowly. It's getting a little bit faster now, but basically I wanted to be home for her. I wanted to be here for her last maybe year. I don't know. I mean, she might live for 10 years, and this is the difficult thing, isn't it? Like, you just don't know when they're going to go. And although you can't live your life on tenterhooks, being like, shall I stay? Because you know, I think we are kind of near the end, so I wanted to be home for that, and if you know, a few other reasons, but that's the main one. I would regret it if I didn't, because once they're gone, they ain't coming back. So you really need to make the most of your time with your loved ones, and this is the thing. Like, I think one of the benefits of ship life is it is so flexible. I mean, I'm definitely testing the flexibility out, but I said before, I know someone who did 6 months on, 6 months off. So she would do, you know, a 6-month contract on board a cruise ship, and then she would travel for 6 months, and then, you know, go back and earn money and travel for 6 months. And there's so many people who make working on a cruise ship work for them. They tailor their cruise ship career to their lifestyle rather than the other way around. And I suppose in some ways that's what I'm doing, because I was like, I need to be at home for this period of my life and my grandma's life and my family's life. And, you know, maybe I will go back to ships in a few years. I don't know, we'll just have to see how everything goes. But at the moment, I'm just trying to make the most of being at home, and I'm thoroughly enjoying being at home. You know, like, my friend's getting married in October, and I'm actually going to be attending the wedding. Like, I've missed so many weddings and birthdays and, you know, all of these events over the year, because obviously I've been working on a ship, and it's just one of those things that you have to sacrifice. But am I excited to go to my friend's hen do next week? Yes. Am I excited to go to the wedding? Yes, because I can, because I'm at home, and that is beautiful, you know, to be able to celebrate your friends and actually be here for those events. So I'm definitely making the most of my time at home, Because again, like this too, what is it? Everything comes to pass or something. You know, I'm not going to be here forever, and my grandma's not going to be here forever. So although I'm looking at these scrapbooks and I'm like, I miss ships so much, and I do, it's important that I don't stay in that place. I'm like, well, when I was working on ships, I was like, oh, I miss being at home so much. So I'm like, you just always want what you can't have. Like, I think it's human nature, but I'm just trying to really make the most of like where I am. Like, enjoy being at home while you're at home. And when you go back to ships, if I'm not saying it's definite, but you know, then I'll enjoy being back on ships. So yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you that before. I think it was quite raw for a long time. And I felt quite guilty about the fact that I wasn't home for my dad's mom. But I don't know why I'm getting upset. But you can't change things, right? Like, what happened has happened, and you can only learn from your mistakes. And it's not a mistake, but I didn't want to put myself in that position again where I wasn't here for the people that have always been here for me. And I think the older I'm getting as well, the more I'm realising how long life is. Like, generally, I know everyone's like, oh, life is so short. And it is. It's also so long. Like, this chapter of my life was only 10 years. And I'm like, I still have multiple decades to come, hopefully. And I've actually got a friend who lives near me who worked on ships years and years ago, like 5 years ago. And she's been home for 5 years, and now she's like, I'm ready to go back. I miss it. I want to go back. I've had my time at home. So we're working on, you know, getting her back on board, which is really exciting. Cruise ships is always going to be there. You know, it's becoming such a popular holiday choice, which means that more ships are going to be built, more crew are going to be needed. And it's just a great industry to get into. But one of my favourite things about it is the fact that every day there is a scrapbookable moment. And like the crew parties, like I'm not much of a partier. Like, honestly, now I'm home, I like barely go out. So I've got this hen do next week, which is really exciting. And I was trying on my like going out dresses because I was like, I've got to wear them, because if I don't wear them now, I don't know when I'm going to wear them, because I don't do anything. As I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, oh God, like life was just so full and busy, but in the best way. And I think that's probably one of the things I'm really enjoying about being home, is just how calm it is. And I'm not constantly like in a rush or on a time limit or having to do something, because that's what cruise ships is like. But I miss that as well. I really miss that. I think someone compared it to leaving the army, and although I obviously understand it's very, very different to the army, in some senses they're right. It is. Spending 10 years working on cruise ships, like spending 10 years in the army, if you decide to come home, it feels like you've just been born, as in like you've just been spit out into the world, and you're like, how do I do this then? Like, how do I live on land? Like, it's definitely been an adjustment, which again I haven't spoke about, because I find it easier to speak about things once I've been through it rather than while I'm going through it. Because if I was speaking about it to you guys while I was going through it, it would just be a video of me rambling, which I suppose is what this video is. But, well, it is what it is. And also it's nice looking through scrapbooks because you see people and you're like, oh my God, I completely forgot about them. Like a lot of these people I'm still friends with, but some of them I'm like, wow, I literally have not spoken to them in time. I think this is from my first contract. Oh my God. Oh, this is the day that I joined my cruise ship in Sydney. So I managed to get a newspaper clipping from that day. This is a letter that my grandma wrote me when I was going on my first cruise ship. Me and my friend Shannon put on a crew party, and these were the posters that we had around the cruise ship for this crew party, and we all got dressed up as animals. It was on Rhapsody. There was the crew bar it was called Back Deck, but it was an open air deck. It was like the best crew bar I've ever had. So we were just having this crew party, and like you could see the stars because we were in the middle of the ocean. It was just absolutely insane. Just, you know what? Recommendation, if you're going on cruise ship soon, make a scrapbook. Make a scrapbook. They're the best things ever. People like take the piss out of scrapbookers, but I am a big fan. And you know what? I am going to make a scrapbook for this year because although it won't be as thick, it will... Oh my God, this is Virgin. I've got one of the Virgin casino things, which I don't think I'm supposed to have, but hey ho. It's me with Ben and David, Justin and Emma Cruises, and the Cruise Boys, and Visit With Us. I started this YouTube channel just before I went on Virgin after, you know, the best year ever. And I'm so glad that that was the contract I documented. It's actually like making me miss it so much. And one of my friends who still works on Virgin messaged me the other day and he was like, when are you coming back? And I was like, oh, don't even tempt me, bro. Don't even tempt me. I swear to God, when I look at these scrapbooks, I'm like, take me back immediately. Anyway, I have rambled on for long enough. If you're watching this video and you're still here, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for always watching and supporting. I love the cruise industry so much, and I'm just so excited about helping people get work on there now and have the amazing experiences that I was fortunate enough to have, because it was the best thing I've ever done. And, you know, to this day, I really hope I didn't peak on cruise ships. I hope life is going to continue to get better. No, it is. But if you are watching this and you are going on cruise ships, it's the best thing you'll ever do. Like, that's all I can say. Honestly, that's all I have to say about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I just appreciate everything. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for you guys watching, I couldn't be at home now helping with my grandma. So really, you guys are the ones that are giving me this, you know, this opportunity to just be at home and be with my loved ones for a while. And for that, I am forever grateful. Like, forever grateful. I just can't, it's just nuts. But yeah, thank you so much to you at the end of this screen. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And hopefully, if you're not absolutely bored stiff after this video, I will see you in the next one. This is your sign to start scrapbooking.